Hi, Eric. This is Christina with Four Lake Marketing. I hope you are having a wonderful day. I spoke with you a few days ago regarding offering a video, some suggestions on how to improve your online presence. So essentially, this is what this video is about. I did a little bit of research, so I'm just going to go ahead and dive right in. So, as we know, a consumer, whether they're looking for a product or a service, they go to Google and they type in a keyword in the search engine bar there. And for your future consumer, they would be typing in HVAC Lebanon, for example, right? Well, whenever we see a location at the end of that, that's what we call a buyer intent keyword. And that tells us that that is a local consumer looking for a local business to get service done right away. So they have that higher buyer intent, right? And let me show you some areas within this Google search that are very important. Now, these are ads, of course, and they're great to run. But if somebody does have an ad blocker, they're not going to be seen. Like for me, I do have an ad blocker on my phone, so these ads do not come up. So just FYI there. But this section right here, this is the most important section. This is what we call the Google Map Pack. Now, I know your main specific service area or your home service area is Richland, Pennsylvania, which it does have a smaller population compared to like where I live at. I live in Greencastle, right? So we have that smaller populated, that small town population is what I'm trying to get at here. So I wanted to branch out to the larger populated areas, so areas that you service, just to see where you came up in the search results. Because when I did look up like HVAC or HVAC repair, Richland, you guys did come up in the Google Map Pack. So that is perfect for your local area. Now, whenever you want to, I'm sure you service the Lebanon area and Hershey. I'm not too sure if you service Lancaster, but I'll show you some information here shortly. But I wanted to kind of branch out to the higher populated areas again to see where you came up in the search results because they are your service areas. And again, that's essentially where you're like going to get more customers, of course, because it is a higher populated area. So let me just show you what I found here. Now, like we said, this is a buyer intent keyword. This is the Google Map Pack here. Now, these are the three companies that the consumer is going to be contacting first because essentially they are more visible, right? They come in the first portion here within the search results. And if they don't see you, they typically won't look any further for a company because they need the service done right away, right? And they call whoever's convenient. So basically, these companies right here, they're going to get the most clicks and the most customers, right? And I just wanted to see here where you were located whenever somebody would click on more businesses, just to see where you guys were listed at. And I'm not seeing you. So I would have to do a little bit more research to see exactly where you're at. But essentially, you do want to be on the first page because 98% of consumers do not go past the first page of Google. And the same goes for the organic listings down here. This is what this is called, organic listings. Now, these are websites that Google considers preferred websites because they have a minimum of 1,500 to 2,000 words on their homepage, which is Google's like requirement. So again, they fall within Google's requirement. And they have the keywords within the content that we're looking up. So as an example right here, you see Lebanon, and then the HVAC comes within the title there. And I know these are Yelp and Angie, but essentially, of course, you would want to get your business here within above these guys and be within the top three. And most importantly, in both sections here, because then you have the highest chance of getting the consumer to reach out to you for service because they do see you within both areas. So you're more visible, right? So you have the highest chance of getting the consumer to reach out to you over any of the businesses within the search result. So really important to be within both sections here. And I just wanted to see here, and no, you did not. And the same applies here, like I mentioned about being on the first page. And I just wanted to look here for Lancaster. I don't, I didn't see if you service the Lancaster area, to be honest, but I do know you did have on your website Hershey. So let me just look up Hershey real quick. Okay, now let me just look. Okay, I'm not seeing you as well, so I would have to take a look to see where you guys are located at there. And then let me just, whoops, look quickly. Okay, and I'm not seeing you as well. So, So just within, like I noticed, just within the Lebanon, the Hershey area, you are not listed within the Google search results. So let me take a look at what you got going on. Now, just let me backtrack here. So obviously your website is absolutely beautiful. I mean, it really is. The layout's really nice. I don't see anything that you would need to change. That's nice. Consumers love videos. Um, the only main thing, like I mentioned, about having the content requirement, so the 1,500 to 2,000 words, and also the keywords. So whatever area you mainly want to come up with the search results. So whether, oh, I do see, dude, Lancaster. Okay. Um, and I would maybe possibly recommend Lancaster, and I'll show you in a little bit what I mean by that. But let's just say you have Lancaster or HVAC Lancaster, excuse me, all over your homepage. You're going to come up within that search result, right? Just like we saw within the Lebanon. And since you want to have about 15 times of that keyword on your homepage, and you do want to have them bolded. Now, see, for these, you're not necessarily going to come up for those services. You really need to have them such as, like we said, HVAC repair, Lebanon, PA, or let me see, like heating and cooling or heating and air conditioning, tune-ups, Lancaster, PA, right? So the combination of the keyword with the location, that buyer intent keyword, is what you really want to focus on. So I would mainly focus on one high traffic keyword on your homepage. And then what we do for a lot of our clients that really have that broad service area. So like we have a few pest control, junk removal companies, septic service companies, tree service, right? So again, companies that really have that broad service area, to have a section here where it says like service areas, and that's where you are basically would have a back page. So for one for Lancaster, Lebanon, Hershey, some of those higher populated areas, get content, that minimum requirement that Google likes, with those keywords accordingly, right? And that'll help you rank for those search results in those areas and really broaden your customer outreach to get new leads coming in. And the same thing for these service pages. So I'm not going to go into every single one, but like we have, so air conditioning, um, and you have the great amount of content, that's perfect. But maybe have like air conditioning repair and then Lancaster, right? And then same thing for each service area back pages, if that makes sense. So that will really help you rank for these keywords. So buyer intent keywords for the services. So you really want to focus on the services and the service areas. And then again, that really broadens your customer outreach so you're more visible. Okay. Now let me take a look here at the behind the scenes. Now this is a paid program that I pay for every month. It helps me with my research and my website audit. So this again gives me the behind the scenes of what's going on. And this ranking right here, this is the Google Power Rating, and that's on a low scale. These are both on a 100 scale. And that tells me that you're not coming up within the Google search results. So we would want to definitely get this kind of beefed up. And how we do that are a number of ways. But the main kind of plan of attack is we tend to focus within this areas here, the backlinks and referring domains. Now, basically what they are shout outs from other outside sources. So websites, directories, and blogs. Essentially, we would look to see what your competitors have and where they are listed at, because not all of them are the same. There's some that are more relevant to your type of company, website, and service, right? So that's what's most important. But we look to see where they're listed at, the number of times. So these numbers right here, and then we beat them by 100. And that really helps outrank them pretty quickly. Now, we talked about keywords a lot, right? And as we see here, you have 55 keywords on your homepage, such as like air conditioning installation, Lebanon, PA. So there are 60 people searching for that keyword every month, and you are in the 9th position, okay? And these are what we call branded keywords, where they have like your company name in them, okay? And I'll show you, so like HVAC Lebanon, that's not a real high traffic keyword. But this one right here, that's what we call a national keyword. It's not technically relevant to bringing in new consumers, because somebody could be looking up that keyword in California, right? And even though if your website comes up, it's not going to be relevant because it wouldn't be a new consumer for you. You really want to focus on those buyer intent keywords. Now let me show you what I mean by like population area and high traffic and things like that. So this is one of your competitors in the area, okay? And their website's great. I mean, but what I really focus on is the behind the scenes. Now they are in Anvil, but they do focus on like the Lebanon areas such as yourself. Oh, and let me show you here quickly. I forgot to mention one thing. I just happened to notice. Um, Okay, with the amount of keywords that you have on your website, you're getting about 8 people reaching out to you every month. And that's whether to get set an appointment, more information, an estimate, what have you. But that's the amount of people reaching out to you every month. Now, taking a look at these guys, as you can see, that amount is a little bit higher, right? They're still on the low scale on the Google ranking, and that also tells me that they would be pretty easily to outrank because I know they did come up within the Google search results for organic listings and for the Google Map Pack within Lebanon. But let me show you here. Um, so as you can see, they have the Lebanon, but see how they're in the top 3? Okay. And I just want to see if they had, like, I should say they have Hershey. And they see that's kind of like a hot, or sorry, excuse me, lower volume keyword. Okay. And they're in the 14th position. But they do have more keywords on their website, and they're generating about 110 people reaching out to them every month. Now, let me show you here on what I mean by focusing on some of your service areas that have that higher volume in traffic for the keywords and what that can do. So this is one of your competitors, top competitor in Lancaster County. Website's great. You know, like I said, I really focus on what's going on the behind the scenes. So oh, they do the York County area as well. But let me just show you. As you can see, this number is still on the low scale. Very easily to be able to beat as far as search ranking. But look at the amount of keywords they have on their website. Okay. And then also look at the amount of people that's reaching out to them every month. Now, I don't know what their closing rate is, but let's just say 20%. That's kind of like the standard average for a closing rate. So 20% of that is new customers every month, just based off having the right amount of keywords and the correct keywords on their website. Now let me show you here. Okay, so this is what I was talking about Lancaster. So plumbers, Lancaster, PA. Look at the number of people that's reaching out, I'm sorry, searching that keyword every month. And they're in the top position. And this right here, that GMB, that tells me that that's their Google My Business page. So they're in the first position of that Google Map Pack. So they're getting a high percentage of the volume of people searching for that are ultimately, you know, going to be new consumers. Of course, a certain percentage of that, but still, that's a high volume keyword. And they're getting the majority of those clicks. And then here we go, HVAC Lancaster, very high volume keyword or Aire Tech keyword. They're in the top position, again, in that Google Map Pack. Okay, so like I said, it's really important to have certain keywords on your website that has that traffic volume. And again, so you just come up more, you're more visible in their search results. And again, that really helps broaden your customer outreach. And like I said, just by doing that, optimizing your website and your Google My Business page and other service areas really is significant to getting new leads coming in. So I just wanted to offer some suggestions on things you can do on your own. And I hope you found this video helpful. That's my ultimate goal, is just to kind of educate business owners on the importance of optimizing their website and their Google My Business page. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We can get a game plan together and go from there. But ultimately, I just wanted to provide some information on some things you can do on your own as well. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you take care. All right. Bye-bye.